I'm filming. Do you want to get out of frame? Are you going to go away? Why do you think cameras? Fine. Stay back there. Boom! Number 6. Here we go. So this is the last in the series of 6 general warm-ups with the BAMF hammer. All right. Some of them serve different purposes. Some of them are heavy on the heavier on the upper body, heavier on the lower body. This one we're going to kind of go all over the place, but we're only going to do 3 movements, and that's because one of them is a little bit more technical. It's a movement where you're probably going to spend the majority of your time getting it wrong, but that's a learning curve, so don't worry about it. All right. First things first, if you're a climber, this is going to be a good one for you. We're going to take a standard kettlebell swing, but the size and dimension of the BAMF hammer is small enough that we can release and do a half flip here and really warm the grip up by transitioning between the pistol grip and a crush grip, a pinch grip on the head. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to start my swing, then I'm going to give it a little flip, and with the opposite hand, go for the catch. And as you get better with this stuff, just focus on catching it at different angles. Maybe you want to give it a flip and try and catch it horizontally, vertically. Anything really works. 15 or 20 swings is a pretty good number to set for yourself per round. Because the weight is so light, you're not going to necessarily have to, well, you're not going to be forced to swing correctly. That's something to bear in mind, that as you're swinging this thing, you're not really going to have to motivate it through the hip like you would a really heavy kettlebell. So don't let yourself get complacent and in a bad habit of swinging incorrectly as you move through this one. Next, we're going to spend a lot of time focusing on leg, all right? But we're going to add a single-handed 360 to this, and I'm just going to work my way around the clock. I'm going to go at 12, 3, and 6, or 12, 9, and 6. But each one of these, we're going to do a 360 around the head before we step into this. So I'm going over the head. And what I'm focusing on doing here is staying stacked through the abdomen, keeping my elbow tight to my body so my lat is engaged, then pull this back in, really having to crush hard with the grip to keep it vertical while you're moving around. And I'm going to take it over, boom, to the side lunge, then we'll take it over again into reverse lunge. That's going to count as 1. My encouragement is you start to develop the grip. Get 5 or 6 rounds on one side. You'll really start to notice a lot of grip fatigue before you switch hands. If you switch hands every round, you're giving the grip a bit more of a rest. So if you need that, go that way. If you're looking for a little bit more grip fatigue, a little bit more strain on that musculature, depending on what you're warming up for, if you're going to go climbing and you really want to make sure you're nice and toasty, maybe keep it in the same hand for all the reps. All right? I don't know if you can see my dog in the background judging me on the camera, but she is. Don't judge me. All right, movement number 3, and this is the most technical of them. We're going to go behind the back with the hammer, and the real technical aspect of this that takes the most time to get used to is we're going to do some directional changes with your offhand. Meaning, if I've got the hammer in my right hand, there are 2 moments in this sequence of movements where I'm going to change the direction of the hammer with my left hand to get it redirecting somewhere else. So I want you to take a look at it, and then we'll slow down, we'll analyze exactly what's going on, and then break it down from there, all right? So first things first, I'm going to take it behind the head. So that's the movement sequence. We got a lot of trunk rotation in there. We got a lot of things going on with the shoulder. So what's happening? First, I'm taking this double swing, all right, double 360. I'm going to bring it up behind my head. And as I come around to the front for that second 360, what I'm going to do is I'm going to intercept the head of the hammer with my offhand, and I'm going to redirect it. Because right now, the plane is going right around across the front of my body. I need that to go across so I can take the hammer around behind my back and get it rotated into that twist position. So the hammer starts there, once behind, once in front. Now that is the position where I'm going to take that hammer, and rather than letting it keep going down in front to another double 360, I'm going to push that off to the front, pass behind my back, and now it's in my right hand. Okay? From here, I could throw the hammer back around to the front and go for that rotation again, but instead, I'm just going to push it back into that front range of motion so that now I've switched hands and I can get that double 360. Push it off, twist in, redirect, 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 Yahoo. Okay, that one's a lot of fun. Don't focus so much on doing a certain number of reps. Focus on quality of reps. Maybe give yourself like a 30, 45-second timer in your warm-up where you're just gonna mess with that movement and try and make it work better, mess with that movement, try and make it work better. So there it is, general purpose warm-up number 6 of 6. Hope you've enjoyed this series. I hope these movements are useful. Film yourself doing them, send them in. We'd love to give you a shout out online. Thanks so much. Happy hammering. Happy